Shalom Vracha.
Well,
Hi.
welcome from Tzfat. We just, on the heels of the Klezmer Festival, we're welcoming everybody to our holy city here in Tzfat.
And we're still listening to the sounds of the klezmer, and with those sounds we'll enter the soul and we will meet, no Darth Vader, no, almost. We will meet the enemy from within. Well, why do you look at me? It's you. It's yourself.
Whose enemy is that?
Oh, whose enemy? It's the inner enemy.
Oh,
And
a good friend.
Is this
He's
enemy?
our best friend. What are you talking about?
Yes,
He's not-
Mordechai.
he's
Good
not-
one. Yes. This enemy is, as you said, our
Best friend.
best friend. It says that with this evil inclination, with the animalistic soul, that what the soul mostly think about, comfortability, to create its comfortability.
His whole desire and yearning is
And when you're directing
to be
this
good,
comfortability,
to be comfortable, yeah.
when you're directing this comfortability into the right places, this enemy of yours becoming your best friend, because thanks to him, you're revealing your potential. That's the attitude. And when you're finding yourself so low in this portion of the week, Ki Teitzei, when you'll go out. Ki Teitzei, yeah?
Yeah, when you go out to war.
When you go out to war. Before, when you go out to war, meaning that when you're finding yourself going down, you're feeling yourself low in certain places in life.
You're in a struggle.
You're in a struggle, frictions.
You're in a challenge, yeah.
In challenge, anxiety, fears. Ki Teitzei. Tzei, get out. Get out of there.
Don't get stuck in it.
Yeah, one word. Teitzei. Ki Teitzei. I'm going out of there. Sometimes take long time. Sometimes short time. But you are in an attitude of I'm going out of
You're in
there.
a movement. You're in a movement of tshuva, a movement of returning, a movement of action, doing things, a movement that we're not stuck in one place.
A movement you're going towards a procedure of refining your thoughts, your words, your action. And that's actually what we're doing in the month of Elul. We're preparing ourselves. We're looking at our back, the year that passed, about our decisions, our thoughts, our words, what we need, what we don't need.
Beautiful inventory we do.
Absolutely.
We do an inventory and we look deep, and what we have help, because the king is in the field, the king is with us, and we open up ourselves and we see he's smiling, he's happy with us, and he wants us to come home, and he wants us to be blessed for a new year that we want everybody to be blessed with. So this is it. We have to move, we have to grow, and we have to elevate from the previous year.
So when you're going down, and you'll feel in month of Elul, when you'll contemplate with yourself, you will find fields, dimensions, places in your life, in your relationship, that you are not satisfied. You are not happy there. You feel like in prison by your own actions, thoughts. Ki Teitzei, how you will go out of there? Awakening trust. Trust in what? That the one God is with you. The portion of the week starts that if you'll go to a war, there's a war that God commands you. Like we've been commanded to conquer the seven nations that were here. That was God's request. But there'll be wars that you don't have to go to. It's your choice.
It's optional for you, yeah.
It's optional, it's additional. So here in the portion of the week, it talks about the additional optional war that you will go into. And what is this additional optional war that you will go to? It's like challenging your own darkness and bitterness. Listen, challenging. Not getting into it, challenging it. Finding the right affirmation, words, sentences. Learning, diving into Hasidut and Torah, and learning, having the right intuition how to talk and how to be with your evil inclination in order to challenge him. Challenging him in what? That you're capable to change your skin.
Sounds like you got to come to Ascent for the high holidays.
Wait, Rosh
how else
Hashanah,
are you
what's
gonna be
going
able to
on?
do it,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. You need to sit and learn a little bit
You
together.
have to come and verbring here a little bit with us.
And most we like jokes, so come with jokes, so. All right, so when you're in that place, when you're going down there, in order to Ki Teitzei, in order to go out, first you need to awake what? Trust. Trust that what? That Hashem is with you. He gave you this war. He wants you to do this war. I know that war, it's a strong word. Today, culture using challenging, struggles, like goals.
A test that person has. Yeah.
No, beautiful words. But come on, when you really learn yourself, you know that you are in a war. The words in the Hebrew language are very accurate. So, in order to succeed, to go out of there, and this takes time, and each and every one of us, it's different according to the story and the nisayon and the trial. So according to that, it's different. It depends. But how you will go out of it, what is the attitude to enter that dimension and like to challenge your other side within you, the trust that God is with you.
You have to look forward, you have to go ahead.
And like Mordechai said before, what does it mean that the king is in the field? He's waiting for you. Why he's waiting for you? Because he believes in you. He loves you. And in month of Elul, Elul is the initial of Ani Ledodi, I'm for my uncle, and learn to love, Veladat Leov. It's Karuchi Medrash.
I think it's a Karuchi joke.
Yes. Veladat Leov, to learn to love yourself and the other.
He just
That's
took
all
the most
Torah.
beautiful love song and made it into his uncle. I don't know.
Ani Ledodi Vedodi Li. My uncle and my uncle.
His uncle, God bless his uncle, but who knows where his uncle is?
Anyway, listen to the sounds of the klezmer of the soul. You facing things that are not simple. Things that you are stuck with. Your backwind, your inner voice is saying, I trust and believe in that love of this Creator to me. And I trust that He is with me, trying to help me. That will nullify lots of doubts, lots of Amalek. Because in the end of the portion, after God is explaining us, when you'll go to war and you'll go into that city and into this country, even when you're fighting the enemy outside and within you, both, there is the outside enemies and there's the inside enemies, you need to remember in this war, there are ways, there are things that you need to do in order to elevate from that place. In order to turn the darkness into light and bitterness into sweetness. And Moses giving all those details that they are in a biblical language, but have so much wisdom to it. For example, we take an example, when you'll go out to this war, meaning when you'll go out, you're going out from your place to a war. For example, let's say till now you were a student, and now you're facing life. How I'll do this, You're kind of in an inner battle with yourself, in a war. You were in a relationship, now you came out of this relationship and you're single. Or you are single and you're coming into a relationship, meaning you're moving from one place to another, meaning that you're changing place, you're building a new place. And in the biblical words, it will go like that. Ki tivne bayit chadash. When you build a new house, when you have a new decision, a new path, you need to change work, you need to change your relationship, you need to change from one status to the other. When you're building something new, you're going through a new place, now you need to do a fence to your roof, ma'ake legagecha, meaning limitations, borders, the inner decisions with myself.
You have to be
vows,
careful of your environment, what you're in.
Exactly.
Make sure that you bring the right people into your environment, the right energy, and also to make sure that you realize that this is your connection and you don't want to be separate, like we were talking earlier in the Tanya, that you don't want to be separate at any moment from godliness, and so you have to build strong foundations and make sure that you're protected by this fence that you're putting around you.
So every time you're going from one place to another, and I'll give 2 examples, you're going from a relationship of being single and with someone. When you were single, when you put your hand in your pocket, it was one hand. When you wanted to make a decision if I go to the sea or not, one decision. But now you're in your relationship, you're putting your hand inside your pocket, there's also the other one putting his needs money. You have you have a decision. Now you need to learn to be flexible, to listen. So you're changing. So for example, you say to yourself limitation, I understand that I'm not single and I'm building this togetherness together. Meaning that before I'll do something, I'm taking a decision with me, I'm doing borders to myself, working with limitations. When I'll fly on an idea, I'll make sure that my partner know of this idea. I communicated.
And you better make sure that she agrees with that idea.
Yeah.
If she doesn't agree, you're going to get a frying pan over here.
You know those couples that walk usually in the beautiful shopping malls and things like that, they're going hand in hand. So it says that, like a research saying that, is when we see a man and a woman walking hand in hand, it means that they're romantic in shopping centers. So it goes like that. 5% of those people that we see, they are romantic. The other 95%, it's the husband holding his wife's hand not to go shopping.
She won't take the credit card.
Yes, stay here. So I don't know, it's Israeli humor, nice, sweet, kind of. So anyway, so let's move.
It's much easier to hold somebody else than to hold yourself.
Ki teitzei מהמקום. Sometimes you need to go out of certain places, like this discussion between me and Mordechai, to return to you, dear people. Ki teitzei, get out. Comfortabilities, to fight those comfortabilities, to challenge them. Maybe to see that, you're letting go of one thing. You'll elevate to another realm in your consciousness, in your awareness, that suddenly you're realizing that what you let it go, it was absolutely the right thing to do. And anyway, I don't really need it. But here you need to elevate, to ascend. So you come to ascend, we learn Hasidut, we learn together, we're doing preparation to the holidays, and everything is lovely. So, the other example is that think that you have circle of friends, like Mordechai said before. And there's this friend that when he's giving you the call, wow, he's a party animal. And till the age of 18 or 25 you liked it, but you know that every time that you finish this evening with this guy, you're finding yourself above the toilet.
You're finished. Totally finished.
You're like, suddenly you're holding the toilets, becoming your best friend. And then you feel so yucky with yourself, like, So when you're doing new thing, when you open a new house, those are like inner battles, the wars we have within. To let go of this relationship, not to let go of this relationship. Yes to do it, not to do it.
To open up a new home is like Lech Lecha.
No, yes.
It's like Lech Lecha. It's like to go.
Go away,
Go find your new place. Go find your new energy. Go find your new drive that you didn't have it last year. That this year, God willing, you'll have a much more powerful one.
Absolutely. So, this war that we're talking about, see, the attitude of God is an additional, it's optional war. You don't have to do it. I give you free choice to do it. You don't have to. You can just be yourself. You can just be yourself.
Just hang out, yeah.
Just be yourself. no. Sometimes
Oy
I don't
vey.
want to be myself.
Oy vey, oy vey. Moroccans get a little emotional. It's okay.
Ooh, you know the shofar. You know the shofar. The shofar goes like that.
Wake up.
Well, it's not just wake up. It's when we're finding ourselves in the field, the next in the portion of the week. Okay, when you go to war, do this, do that. But when suddenly you are not captivated, you have been captured by your enemy.
Captivated, I like that.
All right, next. All right. So anyway, when you're finding yourself that you've been captured by no, you're my friend. By this enemy that is your best friend actually, that you know, he's like he's trying to put you desires, temptations. He doesn't want you to do your duty. He doesn't want you to create light. That's why he's there. So you find yourself in his hands, a prisoner. What you do then? It says there direction. Don't worry. So, one moment, we're telling you, okay? You don't have to listen. You had enough.
Hold on.
To pause. Return to us in few minutes. Sometimes people telling me it's too long your clip. Why you can do 2 minutes? Why do you think I'm doing marketing? I care your soul listening little bit, maybe 1 minute, okay, pause, return to me, but listen, be present. We have such wisdom to create light and live happily ever after.
God willing.
All right, so when we're remembering that God is giving us this war as optional, additional, but wait, really? This war is optional, additional? Why we are here in this world? To bring it back to Eve.
God didn't ask
back
us
to gentleness.
our opinion.
In a way, he didn't ask our opinion. He gave it to us, but he gave us a free choice. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, in another talk of his, is taking us to understand something very important. Why? In order to understand that, is that additional war? Is that optional? To fight against your ego, to retain your ego, to make your ego gentle,
what
to
else are you here
refine
for?
yourself. Exactly why you're here for. So why it will call additional?
Optional.
Why it's optional? Listen to that. In order to give this, to answer that, let's look at another place of this holy wisdom. It says that a servant is not getting paid any salary from his master. That's what it says in the Torah. But we know, and Rosh Hashanah is coming, and we'll say, V'yeda kol pa'ul ki ata pe'alto. And everyone that is being activated by divine wisdom, this divine light by God that is creating him over and over any minute, will realize that, and you'll realize what? That I've been created to give something to this reality, not just to take out of it, not just to take from it, not just to take from it, not just to take from it.
All right, enough taking.
You understood? Yeah, good. Give me like that. Push. Give in your relationship, and it's very hard. Give just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. You're learning to become a giver. And that's the inner war. To become a giver, not just a receiver. So is that optional? And we need to do work here. So we call servant of God, because God wants something out
It's optional if you want
of
to
this
become
reality.
A mensch. If you want to become
So
a mensch.
God is saying there are the commandments that you need to do in order to prepare this reality to the redemption. I want to be with the metaphysical, with this plane, like with the mundane. I want to be here. I want a house, I want a temple. But this war to fight your animalistic soul, meaning fight like challenging it and directing it into better places, to take its powers and potential and to refine it and to turn that darkness, negativity into positivity, gentleness and light. This is optional. Why? Because what God says, it says in the Kabbalah, when he created, and as well in the Talmud, when he created reality, when he created this creation, he gathered and summoned all the Israelites, the souls, the neshamot. And he asked them, what do you think? We need to create this world? They look, they say, look, there's going to be a big chaos, there'll be big balagan. Like, no, the souls agreed to take that upon them. And because they agreed to do additional work, even though it says in the Torah that you don't get salary as a servant of your master, we are the servant of God, but this because we took optional, God is giving us salary for the commandments that we do. That's why it blends together, even if it says it's additional war. Do you call it additional war? We understand that this war, we get salary
This is
on
the
it.
purpose of creation.
That's the purpose of creation. And God knew that when you will come to this reality, to earth, when it's void and darkness, you will find yourself in deep places. You will find yourself in the field. And here it says that it says in the portion of the week that when you will see, you will be at war, you will be at the field, you will be in your daily life, and suddenly you will see a woman that's being chased, a young woman. Maybe someone wants to harm her, maybe someone wants to rape her, maybe someone wants to do to this young woman something not good. This young woman, it's an analogy to your soul. You will find yourself in the field. And it says here a beautiful verse in verse 27. 27 in Hebrew is zach, meaning refined. Purity. How you start to reach your purity? There's an amazing insight, understanding that we need to adopt. Ki basadeh metza'ah, if you will find the girl in the field, and this girl is yelling, and she is in a relationship with someone, she is due to be the wife of someone, and someone is chasing after her, and she's finding herself in the field. Ve'ein moshi alai, there's no one to
help her.
No one to help her to salvation. How? No, to
redeem her.
To redeem her. What it says in Kabbalah, when you find your soul in the field, when in the field you can find wolves like enemies, darkness, confusions, frictions, fears, and your soul will yell, that's the beginning of the journey to purity. Yell from your place. Yeah, I know, yeah, but we are really like...
That's the shofar.
Oh, that's the shofar.
The shofar.
Oh. You are yelling, you are crying. And there's people that yell like that. Everyone has a sound.
The shofar is the sound that gets that inner voice within you, gets to the most powerful place, and God willing, it will bring the shofar of redemption to each and every person, that they'll feel that voice of redemption, they'll feel the voice that wants to take them to the most highest place possible.
I'm so sorry, Mordechai, I'm not like pure like you, but I've seen movie in Hollywood. Those movies of those beautiful like fantasy movies and fairy tales, and suddenly you see the hero like somewhere falling into a swarm, and then suddenly he's yelling, "Wah!" and he's shouting like breaks out through the universe, and where it reaching God, it's reaching the deep essence within him, this divine, because actually your purity, your essence, your good divine essence is crying out loud. I'm in the field, I feel alone, where are you, can you help me? It's exactly like when a child crying to his father. And in a way, our soul need to practice it. It's opening, That's all those treatments that we're taking in order, to open our heart and to cleanse. It's here in the biblical world, with those penguins, with those, they call them Orthodox. Me, no Orthodox. No, don't like name. No. Kill name, no good. From the tribe.
Jewish.
That's our path. It's nice that when we're going to the American Indians and to Central Americans, suddenly we see, wow, great, check them out. Also in our tribe. And you also have not natural, not rhythm. Natural how it's come. And that's the beautiful of the shofar. Why in Rosh Hashanah we're blowing the shofar and we're not playing the philharmonic, beautiful violin, which could be so like, oh. No, the shofar is the yelling of the
That's
soul.
the inner cry of who we are.
It's the inner cry. And what the verses say, let's go back to the verse. The verse say when this soul in the field realized that she is in a bond with God. I'm like מאורסה, לא מחותנת, עדיין חתונה, but I'm engaged to God. That's really who I am. You realizing within you that there's an amazing bond, brit, covenant between you and God. Then you will yell even louder. ואין מושיע לה. ואין mean no one to
Nothing can help you.
To help you. No, in Hasidut it says ואין, אין, א', י', נון. Ein Sof, infinity will come and help her.
We'll pick you
Ein
up.
Sof, the infinite. Ein, it's also Ani. Your true self, your divine self will wake up. Because Ani is the initial of Aleph Ahuv, Nun Nachutz, Yud Yachol, loved. You are wanted and God needs you. Yud Yachol, you are capable. Oh, but how I started to the path out. It says in the beginning of the portion, when you'll go into a war, when you will go out to war against your enemies, and Hashem, your God, will deliver him into your hand. Who? The enemy.
Your enemy.
And you will capture its captives. And then the next verse, and you will see among captivity a woman who is beautiful of form, and you will desire her. You will take her to yourself for a wife. In the beginning of the verse, just let me explain you. God is saying, when you go to this war, I will give this enemy, this ego in your hand. But what's your attitude? I trust that I'm already coming with the attitude that I'm above. I'm the soul that came from above to get this additional war, optional war, and God gave me the powers to do it. Like it says in the book of Tanya, that before the soul coming down, it's being filled up with powers. And it says that God will give this enemy in your hand. But next verse is that suddenly you're finding yourself with a beautiful woman at war. Desire captured you. The beautiful woman is the symbol for desire. Why? Don't feel bad with that. Because it's the strongest desire. And God is talking about the strongest desire that will take you. So meaning you're already down.
You have to elevate that desire.
You need to elevate this desire. How you coming out when you are a prisoner, like we said before, in his hands? What you're supposed to do? Listen to the guidance, which is not simple, but very simple. And you take her into her house, and she will shave her hair into your house, and she will shave her hairs and take her nails. What does it mean?